Holy shit. What is up, YouTube? This is David, Thrash Till Death 555, back after about, I think it's been about 6 months. So, yeah, it's been a while, but it is good to be back. I've been missing doing these videos, and I've been meaning to get back on here for quite some time now, but I finally kicked myself in the ass to go ahead and get it done today. Just to make a long story short, with everything, everybody knows what's going on in the world right now, you know, this fucking pandemic and everything. And I just I wasn't really feeling like I was in a good place to do these videos for a while, so that's really what it is. I just took a break because I just wasn't feeling it. So, and even if I would have tried to do them, it obviously would have came through how I was feeling and everything, and I just didn't want to deal with all that. But anyway, I am back now, and I'm happy to be back. I think it's going to be a lot of fun getting back to doing this. I do enjoy it, so... And we're going to get back with just another CD collection update, like always, until I come up with some ideas to talk about the other topics that I want to talk about, which maybe I'll finally do that soon. I don't know. We'll see. Or maybe we'll just continue to do CD collection updates for the rest of the year. Who the fuck knows? But, yeah, if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and get into the first thing here. So the first thing we have to talk about is Protest the Hero with Palimpsest. Oh, and just a disclaimer, I don't have a whole lot to talk about in this video. I don't have a whole lot of things to show, but they are all going to be 2020 releases, so yeah. There you go. So yeah, we have Protest the Hero with Palimpsest. As I said, just came out this year. This is an album that kind of took some time to make because Rhodey Walker apparently had some vocal issues that he was afraid that he was not going to recover from at first, and he thought he was actually going to have to give up possibly doing music, but I'm very thankful that he was able to continue to work on it, and thankfully he recovered and he was able to finish recording this album, because I believe he started having trouble around when they were doing the Fortress anniversary tour that I luckily got to attend back in 2018. But yeah, I think that's when his troubles started, and it affected him for a long time. But I can definitely say that I'm very happy with how this album turned out. I don't like it more than Volition, but it's definitely not my least favorite, I would say. Scorillus is probably still my least favorite from them, but it's just really cool to see, you know, one of the best of the modern progressive metal bands in the genre to come back swinging with just a really, really solid album. Another fine addition to their discography. The production on here I thought was kind of odd at first, but after maybe just one or two listens, I got used to it in no time. The songwriting on here is great. It's a very, very political record, possibly their most political record to date, that has apparently really been divisive among their fans. But I mean, I've always known what this band's political stance was, so you know, it's always been they've always been leftist political within their lyrics whenever it was based on politics. So the lyrics came as no surprise to me on this whatsoever. But yeah, if you're a fan of Trump, you may not be a fan of this, unless you're one of those people who are like, I don't give a fuck about the lyrics, I can just listen to the music because I want to listen to some cool music. But yeah, very good songwriting on here. There's a lot of really cool riffs. Rhodey's vocals, as I said, probably he's back and better than ever. The track From the Sky, which was one of the singles that they released on this album, he really, really stands out. Just that epic ending towards the end of the song, he's just really, really just going for it. And it's like, holy shit. You know, even being familiar with how good Rhodey, I was like, God damn, Rhodey, you're still impressing me. But yeah, the whole band does a great job. You know, lots of cool guitar work, and, you know, still plenty technical, as it always is for Protest. And just what continues to just blow my mind about Protest the Hero is just how they are able to make such uber technical music so accessible and easy to listen to, and they just do it fucking flawlessly every single album they create. It's just really, really impressive. Such a great band. I have so much respect for these guys, and I'm so glad to have them back here in 2020 with Palimpsest. And yeah, I think that's going to do it for my thoughts on this one. So yeah, Protest the Hero with Palimpsest. Next up, we're going to go to Witch's Hammer with Damnation is My Salvation. This is a Nuclear War Now release. This is their debut full length. As you can see, it says Canadian speed metal right on the little sticker there. But I think just calling this speed metal, I don't know if that clearly defines it all the way through. I hear a bit of black metal in here, a lot of thrash and speed metal, of course. But there's also some death metal. It's very, very influenced by like a lot of that early Brazilian shit where it was like just this melting pot of nasty Black Death thrash kind of stuff, like, you know, the early Sepultura stuff, the early Destruction, the early Sodom. There's a lot of that in here. It's blazing fucking fast. The double kick is just fucking furious and so thick sounding. The drum performance really, really reminds me, if anybody's familiar with this band, there's a band from Germany called Minotaur, which are basically like a death thrash band. They sound a lot like Old Creator, but the double bass really, really reminds me of just how powerful and furious that double bass was on that Minotaur Power of Darkness album. That's what it reminds me of. Awesome riffs too, just once again, just pummeling, blazing fast, just the shit's just really in your face, aggressive. The vocals are pretty fucking sinister and evil sounding, as it should be with this kind of metal. But yeah, if you dig any of that shit, you know, like I said, that early Sepultura stuff, Destruction, Sodom, and just mixed with those that black and death metal influence, I think you're really, really gonna find something to enjoy with Witch's Hammer. So, yeah, I think that'll do it for my thoughts on that one as well. So that's Witch's Hammer with Damnation is My Salvation. Killer shit. Next up, we're going to go to Smoulder with Dream Quest Ends. This is an EP, once again released on Cruz del Sur, just like their debut. And this is a band that I'm kind of somewhat friends with these guys now. You know, I've talked to several of them, and yeah, I would say I've got a very cool relationship with this band right now, but, you know, that's got nothing to do with, I'm not going to have anything to do with my opinion of the music, although I will say that this is, once again, very, very solid stuff, just like their debut is. Just, once again, it's that epic, heavy doom metal stuff, and contains a very, very impressive cover of Manila Road's Cage of Mirrors. I thought Sarah's vocal performance was absolutely fantastic on this, and what I really appreciated about it was she doesn't really try to... She basically just does it her own way, you know, puts her own take on it, and doesn't really try to sound like Mark Shelton too much, if that makes any sense. She really just does it her way, and while still doing it justice, you know, without a doubt. But yeah, it's only 3 tracks, so, you know, it is a pretty short one, but I mean, it is an EP, so, you know, what to expect with all that. Oh, wait, I forgot. There are some more tracks on here, but they're demo tracks. So, like, but the other half is like the non-demo songs. Sorry about that. I forgot about that. There was other stuff on here as well. But, yeah, if you were a fan of Smoulder's debut, I see no reason why you wouldn't enjoy the material on here. Like I said, it's still the same quality kind of stuff. Still has that same sound. My favorite track on here, aside from the Cage of Mirrors, the Manila Road cover, I would say Warrior Witch of Hell was the song that I found to be like the catchiest and just has like the most badass riff on the EP. But yeah, awesome stuff from Smoulder. I can't wait to see what they do after this. So yeah, Smoulder, Dream Quest Ends. Very good stuff. 1 second. And next we're going to go to Temple of Void with The World That Was, is released once again on Shadow Kingdom Records, just like their previous album, Lords of Death. Now, what a lot of talk about this album was that it was a departure from the last album, which is very, very true. They kind of left behind that crypt-dwelling kind of death doom in the vein of Hooded Menace and Coffins and that kind of stuff. And really focused more on melodies and atmosphere, even with this. Maybe even some gothic tinges. I don't know. Some people may not like that, me saying that, but that's kind of what I hear with it. But along with the, the atmosphere, the more atmospheric and the melodic kind of sound that they bring on here, you still have the crushing heaviness of Death Doom on here. And all the songs are still very well done. They're all memorable and catchy. Actually, I think that what's the guy's name from fucking Acid Witch? That's the vocalist on here. Mike. Mike, I actually think probably gives his best vocal performance on any Temple of Void album on here. But yeah, just I still think that if you're a fan of Death Doom, you will still find a lot to enjoy here. But just, yeah, for fans of the previous two full lengths, like I said, this is definitely a departure with a more melodic aspect to it. It's you can kind of compare it to like how, Paradise Lost and My Dying Bride, they're more recent stuff where they've kind of kept they've gone back to those Death Doom elements, but while keeping that melodic and those melodic and gothic touches to it. That's kind of something you could compare it to, I guess. But yeah, a very cool album. Awesome artwork too, by the way. Love the artwork. But yeah, if you're a fan of Death Doom, definitely don't skip on this one. It's definitely probably still at this point one of the best Death Doom releases that you will hear in 2020. So yeah, Temple of Void, The World That Was. Next up, we go to Cirith Ungol with Forever Black. This is their, let's see, their fifth? I can't remember. But released on Metal Blade Records. A very, very cool comeback for this band. It was quite a while before they did anything new. I think the last thing they did before this was some single back in 2013, 2014. I can't remember the exact year, but yeah, they are back now and still sound just as great as ever. Tim Baker's voice, man, he still sounds just like he did on those other releases. He's really retained that unique vocal style that he's always had. I think that's one of the things about this band that has always stood out is Tim Baker's vocals. Awesome guitar work, whether it's the solos or the riffs. Definitely still keeping that kind of 70s hard rock vibe in there, but while still being, heavy metal. Still some doomy stuff going on in here, like with Stormbringer, and I would say also on the track Nightmare. Nightmare probably being one of my favorites on here. But yeah, front to back, it's a solid, just great, dark, traditional heavy metal album, and man, these guys always knock it out of the park with their artwork. Killer artwork as usual for this band. Yeah, if you're a fan of this band, I see no reason why you wouldn't enjoy this, because, I mean, it doesn't sound like any of their other albums, but it still sounds like the Cirith Ungol that you want to hear and know and love. So, yeah. Cirith Ungol, Forever Black. And the last release that I have to talk about here is Solicitor with Spectral Devastation, released on Gates of Hell Records. This, so far, is my favorite album for 2020. This is still the best stuff that metal has to offer in 2020, I think. When I first heard the first couple minutes of the first track on this, I knew that I was going to just fall in love with this album. It really gave me that same feeling and vibe that I got when I was listening to Destiny Calls from Chevalier last year. And ironically, this even came out around the same time as that Chevalier album. They both came out in April, around my birthday. But yeah, this is just really down and dirty, heavy speed metal. The riffs are just fucking deadly. Guitar work is phenomenal. Got the shredding dual guitars in there like any good speed metal does. Amy's vocals are also great. She nails that just she's just got one of those voices that you remember, and she's got the aggression and the melody at the same time, and just fucking nails it. But cool drum performance as well. Like I said, yeah, every single song on here is just an absolute banger, extremely memorable and catchy. Lots of sing-along kind of songs as well. You will definitely, these lyrics will definitely, you'll definitely be singing along to all these songs. But yeah, just awesome, awesome stuff. Killer artwork as well. And yeah, Gates of Hell just continues putting out quality heavy and speed metal stuff. This label is fucking fantastic. If you're a fan of that kind of music, definitely check that label out if you have not already. And definitely check out Solicitor if you have not already, if you're a fan of heavy speed metal, because this is, like I said, so far for metal in 2020, for me, this is the best of the best that I've heard so far this year. And there's still a lot of good shit that's come out this year, even in this style. So that's still saying a lot. But yeah, Solicitor, Spectral Devastation, fucking kick-ass heavy speed metal. Love this album, can't get enough of it. And the last thing that I have to show here is a Blu-ray from Unlucky Morpheus. This is Lunatic East 2019. Unlucky Morpheus I've talked about on here before. One of my favorite bands from Japan. Very melodic. Just a lot of fun to listen to. That stylistically varies a lot from throwing, some power metal at you and just some kind of melodic speed metal and some symphonic and gothic stuff as well as some, J-pop, J-rock stuff. But this performance in particular, they don't do any of their originals. They do, this is all Toho covers like they used to do when they started out. So it's kind of like a tribute to all that stuff that they've done in the past. But yeah, it's a solid performance. It's beautifully shot. Sounds great. Unfortunately, it cost quite a bit because it came from Japan. Shipping from Japan is always fucking ridiculous, but I'm still always happy to get my hands on any physical Unlucky Morpheus material. So, yeah. And they just dropped a new album this year, which is also fucking awesome. I hope to get that on CD and talk about it on this channel very soon. So, excuse me. So that is going to do it for this video and this CD collection update. As I said, it's nice to be back, and I'll probably start doing these maybe, as I usually do, whenever I get new stuff and everything, and I promise you it will not be 6 months before the next video comes out. I promise you that. So, but yeah, until then, just, everyone knows the world is in a very, very difficult time and place right now, so just in the meantime, be good to each other, look out for each other, treat each other well, and don't be a fucking dick. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.